Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Edgerunners HQ and our Cyberpunk RED talk show, Night City Sofa. I am Jessica, here alongside my stubborn-ass friend, Games End.
Hi, I'm stubborn.
Anyway,
Sorry.
During tonight's episode of Night City Sofa, we are going to be discussing the Cyberpunk RED March 2026 DLC, Invented Tech Upgrades, fun and new ways to improve your gear. You can find all the free DLC on the Talsorian Games website at talsoriangames.com/downloadable-content. The link is in chat in the video description. Each DLC provides lore and mechanical content and are absolutely worth downloading for free. So go and do. Now this DLC is written and designed by James Hutt and Jay Gray. It's not just for GMs or tech players who are playing the tech role. Everyone at the table can enjoy this DLC, as practically everything can be tech upgraded. And not just like your weapons and your armor, but attachments, net running programs, cyberware,
Yeah,
general
literally
gear. Anything can be tech upgraded. So the tech maker ability has the upgrade expertise option, which you can find on page 148 of the core rulebook. This upgrade expertise allows an item to be improved in one of a list of ways. This DLC specifically looks at that final bullet point on the list, which is installing an upgraded, an invention. Upgrading your weapon using an invention by a tech. So the tech used their invention expertise, and now you get to upgrade it. Anyway, not for a weapon. I said weapon. Upgrading anything. Jesus Christ.
We're going off the rails this week, folks.
It's bad. I'm so sorry. So even though it may seem like this only applies to players with tech role, it does not, because there are tons of techs out in the world that you can just pay to have the work done for you. So if you don't have a tech in your crew, or if the tech in your crew is busy with tons of other projects, because these things do take time, you can go out and find other techs to do the work. So lore. I could talk about lore first. Slightly over a page long. We get a snippet of Night City life as Baines meets with his client, Mr. Finn Fisher. Within the story, there are tons of in-world bits of information. And then he also goes into a bunch of the text that he found out, but that's a whole other separate section, so we're not going to touch it. But first, we get a new location called Kibble Cookies and Smash. It's a small joint in a strip mall on 8th Street. Not fancy place by any means, but it could be a good meetup spot to meet with, say, a client, like this story beautifully illustrates. Just maybe, although
just
this
a cool
one,
place to be.
The exact does stand out, so it's not... maybe not for a high-end client, high-end meeting, but for general crew work, yeah, probably a good place. Next, we get a bit of information on Finn Fisher. They are regional manager for Dynalar. In the snippet, Finn is being headhunted by Rockland Augmentix, and he needs to prove he's innovative. Only he hasn't actually been in a workshop in a while and has absolutely nothing new. So, he's decided the best way to do this is to hire Baines to find a list of techs that he can steal an invention from and pass it off as his own in true corporate fashion. This is where we get a handful of information on the text, which I'm not going to explain here. And then at the end of the story, Baines convinces Fisher to go after Never Naughty Nedd, and assumes Fisher is in the process of hiring crew of Edgerunners to do so by the end of the story, once the meeting is concluded and he's using his money to buy his new car. We also get a small bit of information on Baines at the end of the story. He's a private investigator working out of Woodland Park. If you've played through Hope Reborn, you've probably met him. If not, that's okay. There is a small, spoiler-free snippet about Baines in Hope Reborn Plus, which is the free DLC. So if you ever need a PI who believes no case is too small, Baines could be your man. Also, if your crew is thinking of hitting, and this is why these lore bits are so important, if your crew is thinking of hitting Dynalar, Finn Fisher may be an NPC with information, especially if he's been recruited by Rockland Augmentix. He might not care about Dynalar and is willing to sell the information he needs for whatever price. Or, similar to this story, Fisher could hire the crew as a client. Or someone else could hire a hit on Fisher. Maybe another Dynalar exec looking to take his place. Or someone who's also being hunted by Rock'n'Nog Medics and wants to clear the competition. There's tons of options. Now, I would say Nedd could hire the crew, but I'm pretty sure he can take care of himself. Since he has Santa as his client, who MaxTac could not take out, pretty sure Nedd is fine.
Right.
And that's, if the crew could even get past the piranhas in Planland by the sea. So, maybe don't... Fisher could try to hire the crew to steal plans from Nedd. Good luck, that's a lot of enemies. I would not recommend.
Bad way to go.
But good luck. And that is the lore.
Yeah. So basically I'm going to talk about the ground rules for all of this, and Jess did a lot of my job. First it discusses what exactly this DLC is about, which is basically the invention side of the tech system, and that this is for everyone, not just your tech and your group. And then it talks about how existing upgrades are out there. If you have something that you want or want to invent and don't have the ability to do it, chances are somebody's thought of it and invented it. There very easily could be something new and original that you can make, but if you want something that is not already existing, talk to your GM about it. Maybe there's a tech out there that's willing to sell it to you, or you can steal it from them. That is a worse way to go, but there's probably somebody who's done it, as long as your GM's not like, I don't think so, about like everything. So and then it goes into the costs of these things. Basically, it's real easy. You have the initial cost of whatever the item is, and then the cost of what the upgrade or the invention part of it costs, and that's the cost of the item. There's a caveat. Everybody who installs is going to also charge you an install fee, which is 50% of those two prices combined. So it's not cheap. The more expensive something is to initially get, and like to get installed, and then to get invented, then the much more they're going to charge you to do the whole thing. And it does talk about how you can get like the upgrade stuff. Like you can skip cost 1 at first, like if you don't have the item that needs upgraded, you can get the kit to upgrade it first and then pay the other cost. It does talk about that in the book. But yeah, basically, don't forget it's going to cost you money to get these things installed. So that's pretty much my entire section. It's not a lot. Is there anything in there that...
I'm double checking. I was like, I don't think you get away with not paying cost 1, but you're right. Yeah, you can just... You pick up... Yeah. You can just buy... You can pay cost 2 first, and then...
Later have to pay cost 1.
Later pay cost 1 if you don't have it all at once. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry if that didn't make sense.
Nope, you're good.
You can get the upgrade kit. Yeah, okay. And then we move on to the... Inventing Tech Upgrade Thermometer.
Right. This is my part. So, the cost to invent something is kind of murky in the core rulebook. It just says that the GM will set the price by looking at the price category and the power level of similar items or upgrades, which, especially if you played when this first came out, there wasn't a good collection to kind of look for to figure that out. So now we have this awesome thermometer, which helps a lot. And this helps figure out the material cost of the invented upgrade. As Games explained, it's cost number 2 that you're paying for. So cost number 1 will always equal the same price category of the item that is being upgraded. This thermometer is to help figure out what cost number 2 is. Now, the thermometer ranges from mild, 100 ebb and premium cost category, to Diablo, which is over 5,000 ebb, and super luxury cost category.
Yep.
Along with the price, the chart has example effects to showcase what the upgrade may do to help game masters and players determine where the invented upgrade would fall on the thermometer. For example, go ahead.
I was going to say, which is super helpful because you were talking about how gray it all was before. Now we have a simple, like, you're about to say, give examples, but we have a, if it is this, then this is roughly where it belongs. Which is so nice.
Exactly. So, for example, in mild, the examples are an upgrade that provides flavor or minor situational benefit, if it provides a benefit to fashion or is fashion related. Alternatively, if it is a skill upgrade that is useful in a specific situation that is unlikely ever to reoccur. Those would be mild costs, which is only 100 ebb, and that's why it's specific things that are unlikely to reoccur. Now, examples for Diablo are similar in effect to another super luxury item. Anything that improves the stat except for move, or has an increased rate of fire with a manageable downside. So for example, like for that, you're looking kind of at the Perseus, that increased the rate of fire to a 2, and the manageable downside is you just have to make sure that you're shooting 1 round before it goes to that extra rate of fire. Right. Now the largest examples are in the medium 500 expensive cost category range. I didn't write these out, so I'm just going to read some of them. This is not the entire list. But it can be a situational defensive upgrade if it improves skills in a manner that does not stack with existing skill increases. If it is a straightforward offensive upgrade that improves a weapon's power to the level of a 1000 ebb weapon. This is where your extra damage would go into. If it's a weapon upgrade that improves the capacity of a weapon where extremely reduced capacity is not the main downside. It could give an exotic weapon without attachment slots 2 attachment slots, combines 2 less powerful items into a single item, things along that line. And those are all going to cost you 500 as part of the kit, or cost 2. Just to kind of showcase how this all works, we're going to Games and I are going to currently create a tech upgrade.
Sure.
For something.
I'd love to.
So what would we like to upgrade, Games?
I think it should be something non-conventional. Stay away from, like, weapons. Is there a piece of tech that you use as media that you think needs upgraded?
Media. Tech. Gear. Hilarious. That's not cyberware.
Yeah. We could do the internal microphone on your hand, I guess. But I don't know how we'd upgrade that with.
I would say, I wonder if there's a much easier way to do what I'm trying to do.
What are you trying to do?
I'm just failing. Don't worry about it. It's okay. I'll figure it out. I was wondering, what if we tried to upgrade the commander tank headsets?
Okay.
I suppose I should have to I should look for it.
Yeah, do you want me to look for it?
Nope, I can do it. I got this.
I could have been more helpful there. I apologize.
It's fine. I was applying VIP status to Allie and Hugh as a button. Thank you guys for the redeems. That has been done. I believe, double check, but it should be. You should have a little fancy diamond now next to your names. Alright.
Ooh, fancy diamonds.
Where? Zetatech Commander headset. I'm just going to
throw it up on the screen.
No, because I did not prep for that. So we put it in our notes though, so I'm not looking at multiple places.
Sure.
Okay. So this is a wraparound throat mic and attached earbud that can be linked wirelessly to any agent or radio. Detecting sound going into or coming out of a stealth headset is impossible without some form of amplified hearing. So I was wondering, because I was thinking of getting these for the crew.
Sure.
Because I think they would be super, super helpful. And what benefits do you think this could... I have an idea, but I want to hear if you have any ideas.
I want to hear what your idea is first.
Nope. I'm going to tell you afterwards, because you'll just go with it.
I mean, I will anyway. I don't have a good idea offhand of how to tech upgrade this. Distance would be the big thing.
Oh, like expanding the range?
Yeah.
Okay, that's not a bad idea. I was thinking, what could we find a way, since it is a wraparound throat mic, and you know your heart rate does pulse, right? There's a vein in your neck that pulses. Could we attach like a bio monitor into your headset so it also notifies you if
active stats,
if a buddy goes down, or the HP one? I can't remember what it's called or where to find that one.
Right. I don't know either. So
Shit.
that's okay. I know what you're talking about.
Well, that's not helpful because I don't know what it does.
But basically, if you send a call to a unit and they're not getting a pulse anymore, it would send back a "this person is down"
I think
message.
so. Yeah. Because it can be linked wirelessly to an agent, right? Bio monitor?
Yeah.
And this links to any agent or radio, so essentially I'm just linking that bio monitor to a radio.
Right.
So you could set it so that if your, the headset that it's equipped to goes below 50 HP, or, if you get killed, or in Mortal, and you're making death saves, it sends an alert
Because your heart rate has gone
to
up
everybody
or down
linked,
beyond the
because
range.
yeah, your heart rate
Yeah.
is like super, super fucked.
I feel like that would be expensive, though.
I don't know. Well, first, okay, the Zetatech isn't. I need to find the biomonitor first. Okay. Oh no, we should be good. So, where would this fall in the thermometer? I'm gonna get you to figure out where it would fall in the thermometer.
So I'm thinking, actually, I was kind of wrong. It would be medium. This would fall under situational defensive upgrade, possibly.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Because I don't feel like it's not a skill or stat upgrade for sure.
No.
Oh, it might be hot because combines the benefit of 2 medium or mild invented upgrades into a single upgrade with an added downside.
It's not hot. I would say medium for sure because it also combines 2 less powerful items into a single item.
Yeah.
And that's what
Okay.
the bio monitor and the Zetatech headset do.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Alright, so that's medium. So it's going to be 500 ebb. And then it's going to cost 100 ebb for the materials for the headset.
Yep.
Right? Because the cost number 1 is the item that's being upgraded, and that is the headset. The headset's only 100.
Right.
Plus cost number 2,
The
which is
invention fee is going to be $300.
500 for medium. And then, labor cost
Yeah.
is 300.
Yeah.
For a grand total of 900 ebb.
Which is a little pricey, but still less than 1,000.
Now, this is the thing though that I'm wondering, right? Because is it medium? Because it combines 2 less powerful items into a single item. But under mild, it provides flavor or a minor situational benefit. And I feel like this is a minor situational benefit.
This is not minor. This
But it
is
is
a
because
major
there's
tactical benefit.
It's not, because you could easily say to your friends, like, I'm going down. This just alerts it at the same time. This just alerts it for you.
I feel like it's not... In our game, it would not be situational, it would be common.
Okay, I'm not talking about our game. I'm talking about in general. In Cyberpunk RED general.
Right. I still don't think that it would fall under mild. I think it would be medium.
Alright.
Is my personal opinion. If I was the GM, we could discuss it, and I would be very open to it.
I feel like if I'm going to pay, I could pay $200 or I could pay $900. And my option is going to be paying $200.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I would put it up to medium, but that's just me.
Right. Even
But
at mild, it would be 300.
Mild, yeah. Well, no, mild would be 250.
No, because 100 plus 100, and then 50% of that's another 100. So that'd be 300.
All right. But an extra 100 to have it all looped in one, that's more manageable than pay an extra 700.
Yeah, I think it would really depend what tech you went to.
I feel like as a GM, because it is so small and it's something that you could just say, I would make it mild. But
right.
That's me.
I'd allow you to do it mild, personally. I'd allow you to do it mild, but I'd put, like, some drawback to it. Like, occasionally it would read ads.
Whenever
Give you health advice.
Whenever you first boot up, it, Oh, yeah, no, because isn't the Biomon created by Biotechnica?
Yeah.
So, like, once an hour, no more than once an hour, it gives you an ad for, try the latest Biotechnical product.
Yeah. That's 100% what I would do.
That would be hilarious, yeah.
At mild. If you did medium, I would not do the ads.
That's fair. So yeah, so there you guys go. That is how the thermometer and tech upgrades work. So, and then of course the extra fee is significant if you have to pay a tech their labor cost. But again, just as a friendly reminder, you could always potentially trade a favor instead of labor cost of equal value.
Yeah. Money isn't the only way to pay for things.
Yeah. Introducing a contact, running a simple job, anything that you can help with may work. So there you go. Now, and again, you could always, bring this to your tech, but if your tech isn't busy, you may have to go find one. And thankfully, this DLC does include 6 Night City techs and 3 of their invented tech upgrades each. So...
And they're so variant, too.
I love them.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like they all have their own specific niche of invention that they...
Right.
That they work with. And also to help kind of understand how the thermometer works, each invented upgrade in each tech section shows where it falls on the thermometer and why. And tells you why.
Which is awesome.
Which is super helpful. So... let's get started talking about the techs and their invented tech upgrades.
First up, I've got
games, yeah.
Android Ace, who's the owner of the Cyber Station in Kabuki. Basically, this is the person to go to get the, like, whatever your tech is pushed beyond whatever its limits are supposed to be. And the piece of tech that they have that I fell in love with is the rocket runners, which is basically you installed in each of your skate feet, which you have to have 2 different skate feet, so you have to have 2 different rocket runners at a cost 2 of 500 EB. Cost 1 is the cost of the item being upgraded, so the rocket skates, the roller skate feet. But basically what it does is you have these 2 little burners at the bottom of your feet that do short bursts to keep you moving quickly over longer distances. So basically all it does is give you a +1 move, but it's neat. I like it.
I know we said we'd only talk about one, but I really like the foundational tuning. If I can go past your rocket runners for a moment, because your rocket runners
Feel
are
free.
awesome. But as a character who does have a cyber hand with cyber fingers, this effectively lowers how much humanity loss I lose. Instead of 2 points per cyber finger, it's only 1. So instead of like 10, or because I think you can have 8 fingers, 16 humanity loss, like that's effectively cut in half, which is a huge savings.
Its cost 2 is much more expensive, though, to be fair. It's 1,000 EB.
Yeah.
But it's worth it, don't get me wrong.
But that's a lot of humanity to save.
Yeah.
Because it's tuned into the hand. So any cyber finger, you only lose 1.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Feel like I could benefit from a tech upgrade from each of these inventors, and the problem is I don't have the money to pay for it. All right.
Right.
Next, we talk about Jack Sawyer. Jack is an up-and-coming weaponsmith currently assisting Faisal of Faisal's Customs. Yes, that Faisal. Jack is often found at Greta's in Little Europe playing pool, and rumor has it she's dating the granddaughter of legendary weaponsmith Aaron Maller. If you want to meet with this tech, I'd head on down to the pool hall. Now, under Jack's listings, you'll find a combined underbarrel, an optimized pop-up, and a counterweight system. Now, the counterweight system is what I want to talk about. It lowers any body requirement to wield or utilize a weapon or its functions by 3. Which is a lot. It may not seem like a lot, but it's a lot. So, for example, if you have ever wanted to use the Rostovik Cleaver, that giant-ass heated, like, cloud buster sword thing, but you didn't have the body 11 prerequisite, and you aren't into cyberware, or you're maxed out on cyberware, with the counterweight upgrade, or invented upgrade, you only need a body 8. It is still two-handed sword, but you only need a body 8, which is still kind of high. But
makes it manageable.
If you grab the Husafel hydraulic underjack, which is the hydraulic support laced undershirt from 12 Days of Cutimus, it increases the user's body by 2, not above 10, but can increase it by 2. As long as it doesn't stack with any other body increasing effect, all you need is a body stat of 6 to wield this massive sword. So it goes from body prerequisite of 11 down to 6.
Yep.
And then you ignore armor that is less than SP 11. It says things or people mildly on fire, without the need of any cyberware. Wraith could technically wield this.
Yeah, which would be awesome. He would be such a menace with this, though.
He would be, but it would be great. It would be great.
Right.
I feel like he would accidentally melt it, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would overheat and then just
turn
into a pile of slab or whatever.
It takes like a minute to charge before those effects hit. Yeah. And I feel like, but you have to be holding it for that minute, and I feel like Wraith would set it down, and at which point it melts onto whatever surface and is destroyed beyond repair.
You'd just leave it sitting around all the time while it's heating up.
Yeah. Well, no, you can only do it once, and then that would be it.
Right.
It's like, a minute's so long, guys. But yeah, if you've ever wanted to handle a badass metal buster sword, but didn't have body 11, you don't need it.
Now you can.
As long as you have body of 6. My character's still too lithe.
Next up, I'm talking about Lotos or Lotus. What do you think it is, Jess?
Lotos. Because if it was Lotus, it would be a US.
Yeah. Fair enough. They are a mysterious netrunner who combines elegant fashion with technology to create gorgeous works of hacking focused art. The thing I picked from them is something that I feel like every netrunner needs, which is the super slide.
Yes.
Basically, yeah. So it basically is inventing, upgrading a Speedy Gonzalez, and all it's doing is making it to where you can slide twice per round or per turn,
per turn.
instead of once, which is huge. Don't get me wrong.
Also applies to the worm program.
Yeah, you're right. Any slide-based program, right? Which is just those two.
Sure. It says those two. I don't remember what worm does, so...
Right.
Yep.
But this is 1,000 EB on top of the price of the program. But getting a second chance to slide in a turn can make a huge difference.
Oh no, worm increases all backdoor checks by +2.
Oh, okay. That
so
would
if you
be super helpful.
Yeah, so if you have a program that helps you break through passwords, you could also add this to also give you an extra slide per turn.
Yeah. So if you are a netrunner, this is super important. But it'll cost you, and you'll have to find Lotos to get to do it, but it is worth the money spent.
How much is it? You probably said, but I forgot.
1,000 EB on top of the price of the program.
Oh, the programs are like nothing. Speedy is 100, right. Worm is 50.
Right, so I mean, full cost would be what? Speedy, so 11, and then half of 11 is another 5, so it'd be 16.50 for this, but it's worth its weight for sure.
Oh yeah. Like you'll only ever need one.
Yeah.
And you're set.
I would be so mad if my tech upgraded Speedy Gonzalez though got destroyed by like a dragon that destroys programs.
Dragons only destroy black ice, so they can't destroy that.
Yeah, but isn't there...
Ravens can de-res programs, but that means you just have to log out. When you log back in, it reboots. And as long as they are not destroyed beyond repair, you can repair a destroyed program.
Fair enough. So I remember Cammy faced something that destroyed her sword, and she had to go buy another sword because of it.
Yeah, see, she could have probably just repaired her sword program, but... Cammy had a lot of money and wasn't going to argue with how Blank wants to spend his NPC's cash.
Right, yeah. Not our money, not our problem.
Yeah, but she could have repaired it. She could have gone to attack and repaired it. Or repaired it herself.
I will say, there's a lot of good stuff in here if you are a netrunner. There's, like we said, there's only 3 per thing, but it is worth checking out, so.
100%.
Like, the insulated net suit.
Mm-hmm.
Did you read that one?
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. Moving on.
So I was looking at the function driver, which is, although the thermometer, it says it's a unique concept priced by GM decision. But it's based on existing cyber decks, so they did put a cost of 500. But you install it on a cyber deck, which allows it to install a single 1-slot non-black ice program. That doesn't cost a slot. While installed, the program can be de-res but cannot be destroyed. So if you have this worm program or a Speedy
on your Gonzalez
as a super slide, and you do it as the slot in your function, like the function driver upgrade, it can't be destroyed regardless. So either way,
yep, then it's safe.
You're safe. So there you go. I was just double checking that that's how it works, so that's why I was quiet. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Moving on, next is Never a Naughty Nedd. His workshop is found in the Gunmart Museum of Movie Weapons in Playland by the Sea. When I realized that, because I think at one point when we found out that there was a Gunmart Museum of Movie Weapons, we were like, we should heist it. And then I realized Never Naughty Nedd's workshop is there, and I was like, we should not heist from there. Let's not. Now, the bio says he's a big fan of pushing boundaries of weapon tech, and he's a big fan of movies. So if you've ever seen something in a movie and want to bring it into, like, Cyberpunk, probably go talk to Nedd. And he would be down for that. Now, the upgrades in Nedd's section include the experimental load, which allows you to combine 2 types of ammunition into 1 singular ammunition, which is pretty badass. You do take a -4 penalty. The Vorpal coating, which if you hit with a melee weapon, and it rolls a random critical hit, so not one that's like, if you hit with this weapon, it specifically does this critical hit. As long as you're rolling a random critical hit, you roll twice and choose which one you want to inflict, which is really, really cool. But I'm going to talk about the Stun Bunny. Now, the stun bunny, which I believe is what the image on the cover is, was created from Nedd's love of the old anime where Gun Bunny's signature weapon did it all. This tech upgrade must be installed in a firearm. Nedd believes that Hello Kitty guns would be the best, just because it's the most fitting. We'll install it into any firearm, though. And in addition to the gun's normal function, the firearm can also be used as either a microwaver or a stun gun. Microwavers knock out cyberware. Stun guns allow you to leave someone alive at 1 HP instead of killing them. Now, in addition to the cost of the item being upgraded, you need to pay 1,000 ebb invention cost plus labor. So I was considering, this would be so expensive, but I was considering putting this on Moxie's Hello Cutie Hyperburst.
Yeah, Hyperburst.
Hyperburst. I can't roll my R's. I don't use that gun a lot because the damage isn't worth it for me. But if I put this upgrade in, and now the cost of my gun is 1,000, so the cost of this invention is 1,000, meaning Nedd's labor is going to be 1,000, so $3,000 plus the 1,000 I've already paid to get this gun. Probably plus a fixer fee. Anyway, so $3,000 I've paid for this in addition for this gun, but then I don't need my pursuit security bouncer. Because that's a stun baton and microwaver. I now have the microwaver in that gun and a stun gun if we ever need to not kill somebody, and I can shoot them from a range.
Next up, we have Troy Gordon, and his shop is where you take your car if you want to turn it into a tank, basically. All of the tech upgrades are awesome, like self-driving vehicle and Metal Gear coding and stuff, but I want to talk about the flashball beacon because it's effectively a flashbang on your vehicle that you can use so long as people don't have like anti-dazzle or something that's going to prevent it, so it's as effective as a flashbang is. You can do a pulsed flash from your vehicle, which is a DV-15 resist torture drug, and if you fail it, it gives you the damaged eye crit for 1 minute. Which is awesome. I would love our car to have that because I would just use it to use it.
Honestly, I'm debating getting the Metal Gear coating.
Yeah.
On an armored chassis once I have the armored chassis.
Yeah.
Because
I can see it.
It only reduces your move by 5. And I have I think it's not a supercar. It's faster than compact ground car. Whatever the one is in between, but it's
luxury sports sedan.
I can't remember what it is. It's fast. Reducing its move by 5 isn't going to make a huge difference, and it gives me plus 3 SP.
Yeah, which can make a big difference.
Huge difference.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. Or the SP rating is increased by plus 3 because the armor chassis gives you SP just in general. Otherwise, cars don't have them.
Yeah.
And then it's an additional plus 3, which is huge. So, yeah. All right. Last but not least is Tweak. Tweak is a sarcastic tech that operates Bite and Switch in North Haywood. She specializes in no questions asked repair and upgrade jobs. 3 upgrades in her listing are the Calibrated Med Scanner, Shredding Axe, and Super Scanner. The Shredding Axe turns pretty much any musical instrument into a melee weapon, and you should definitely check it out. If you've ever seen the cover of Hope Reborn, where, there's a bunch of people fighting Grace Steele, you can see her with her guitar that looks like a battle axe. That's what this is. I'm going to talk about the Super Scanner. Now, the Super Scanner has to be installed in a tech scanner. I will say, props to, Jay or James, whoever wrote the flavor text for this, because Tweak's sarcasm really shines in these little bits and pieces where they're like, if you haven't upgraded your tech scanner, can you even call yourself a tech? The sass is there, and I love it. Now, an attacker can use a super scanner to guide a microwaver or similar weapon as part of the attack check made against a single target. When it It does come with a -4 penalty to hit, but if the attack succeeds, the attacker chooses what cyberware is disabled, not the GM. Now, only non-foundational cyberware can be disabled this way, but if you've got that microwaver from your stun bunny that you got installed with Never Naughty Ned and a super scanner, you can choose which cyberware to take out. You can make someone blind by removing their cyber optics.
Nearly every time we've used the microwaver, we've had things that we want to be disabled, and very rarely is the thing we want to be disabled. So to be able to choose what's disabled would be so amazing.
Yeah. As long as it's non-foundational. So like I said, not cyber optics, but you could, if they had like infrared UV low light and you were fighting somewhere dark, you could take out their UV.
You could take out their anti-Daz and then flashbulb them.
Yes, you could. Yes, you could. So yeah, a lot of... I think, you know what, as someone who has a character with a lot of... who dumped their tech stat on purpose, and we have a very tech-heavy crew, so it's well covered. That position is well covered. But I like that even if Moxie grabbed a super scanner... she could use it, because I don't have to make a roll. It's still part of my attack check, and my attack check would be my handgun, which I'm good at.
Right.
So I appreciate that it's friendly for everyone. It's an upgrade that anyone can use.
Now that's fun for the whole family.
Exactly. Did you check the calibrated med scanner?
No, I should have.
When you inject with speed heal, because it adds speed heal gives you body plus will. Your body is treated at a +3.
Wow,
so
nice.
You get 3 extra hit points with the speed heal dose if you have a calibrated med scanner.
Super helpful. So we use a lot of speed heal. If you could get addicted to speed heal, we would be.
I have a thing about that actually. But I think, yes, now we've reached the end of the DLC.
Yeah. And I want to say that, like, I love the variety of techs and the variety of things, because when you think of a tech, you think of something very specific. But seeing, like, Lotos that does programs, and I forget his name already because I'm good at stuff.
Troy?
Yeah, Troy, who does cars and stuff like that. Like, just to see that wide range is so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I really appreciate this DLC. It gives so much for such a small little 9-page thing.
Yep.
For everyone.
And the thermometer, I think, in the long range is very helpful. This would be a good thing to add to, like, your GM screen. If you have, like, a printable, like, area in your GM screen, this would be a good thing to have up. If you have a tech in your group.
Yeah. Otherwise, ask your players what they want ahead of time so you can price it out with your printout.
And not have to do it on the fly.
And not do it on the fly in the middle of a session.
Oh my god, this is exactly what we needed for the ELO game we played, when my character would just promise that his sister would upgrade random things.
Yep.
This is exactly the chart you needed for that.
This is the chart I needed for that, yeah. Because I think you wanted to make reinforced fingerless gloves. So it was...
that would still get by the rules of roller derby?
Yeah. So it couldn't cause critical injuries. It was technically attached to a piece of fashion, but it did deal, like, melee weapon damage, so... Yeah, this chart would have been helpful for that. A lot. Yeah. A lot.
I promised all kinds of stuff to people.
Yeah, you did. I think the best part was you... And no, then you would send it to your sister, like, instantly, and they'd be like, what? And you wouldn't get any more details. You'd just be like, you just let it go.
And I would just take all kinds of pictures that were, like, terrible because I had no photo film. So I was like, this, but what if the wheels did this other thing?
I suppose you did ask earlier about, for media gear. I suppose an invented tech upgrade could be something like an automatic zoom. So it improves the skill check of photo film while using the...
Well, it's like those AI cameras that
Or whatever
know
it is.
where to focus.
Yeah, exactly.
Something like that would be good for a media.
Improved focus on a camera.
A microphone that knows when to turn on. Like,
Or
so you
on
don't have to remember to tell your GM.
Yes, I turned on the microphone.
Can we retcon that I had my microphone on the whole time?
I was doing an interview. It makes sense. I was just focused on the questions, and I forgot. Not that that's ever happened before.
Right? Like, have a command that when you say it, the microphone's like, oh, record.
Yeah.
Like, thank you for joining me, and then it turns on.
Boop. Yeah. Lots of great things. Lots of... And you're right, I do appreciate that certain text, because when you invent something, too, right, it's based on what tech skills used to repair that item. And same with upgrading an item, right? So it makes sense that if you have put a lot of your points into land vehicle tech or any vehicle tech, you're going to end up like Troy.
Right.
Where
well,
if
and it
you're
talked
more
about
like Lotos, right? You just have different specialties.
Anybody who becomes a tech because they like fucking with things. Nobody is becoming a tech because they're like, oh, well, this pays well. Everyone's like, I'm going to take this apart and see if I can put it back together and maybe come up with a better way to do it. Like, that's, and it says that, like, in the book, like, that your techs are naturally inventors. So anything you can think of, possibly somebody out there has thought of. So there might be somebody to buy it from. If you have a thought, talk to your GM.
And this is kind of going to link into our farewell, but don't forget that cyberware for pets exists. So you could tech invent an upgrade for your animals. I'm going to leave that scary thought there.
Yeah.
Yep. I always figured if I made a mad scientist tech, part of the idea would be that they are a bioengineer creating wacky
Just
animals.
really bizarre things.
Yeah.
Well, I was talking to my son right before this about, we were talking about weird animals, birds specifically, but I brought up the eye because they have the really long finger, and I'm like, this is so bizarre.
Yep. But I think with that, it will conclude this episode of Night City Sofa. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. Be sure to like and subscribe to the video. Leave a comment what tech convention you enjoyed the most, or what you're most excited to create now that we've got this fancy-dancy thermometer table to make it a lot easier to price out. If you want to connect with Edrunners HQ, you can head on over to Blue Sky, Patreon, Reddit, Twitch, and YouTube. Now, next week, I'm super excited. We are going to review April's DLC, which is Cyberpunk RED and Fossilized Violence.
Canon dinosaurs.
I'm hoping... Just not. I'm really hoping I can get a couple members of the Caesar's Death crew to come and join us, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put together from the Sigatari Power DLC, there's Dino Saw is one of the video games, and I'm going to put together a little kind of like video game, a one-shot, we'll say, to see how far they can get through in Dino Saw, and we're going to use those dinosaur stat blocks. So join us next week. If not, I'm going to make Games run solo and see how far he gets, and that should be interesting.
I got this.
Yeah. So please be sure to show up next week. I'm very excited for that. Pick up all these DLCs for free at talsoriangames.com/downloadable-content. And I think that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Alright. Until next time, Sheep.
Thank you guys for coming.
Meow for now. There's lots of examples, and it is incredibly helpful.